Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
She was having the classic naked in front of the school dream.
Totally.
Have you ever had the naked in front of the school dream?
No.
No,
but I think a few episodes back I did say that I fell in front of my entire school during a pep rally.
What, were you on the cheer team then?
No, we didn't have a cheer team. This was in high school.
Oh, right. I'm forgetting that your high school was...
I think I was on the pep squad.
What's wrong with your high school?
Nowhere around here do they have cheerleaders.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, that's probably the closest. That was real life, though. That wasn't a dream.
I actually embarrassed myself.
That was real life.
Torrance Shipman was dreaming about it, but I lived it, guys.
Well, I still had clothes on.
Welcome back to the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And I love rewatching movies over and over again.
And I love romantic comedies.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have
Bring It On!
And we did take a break for a couple weeks. We're back with this because, we picked this movie specifically because I think almost everyone in North America is back to school or going back to school this week. So we wanted a school-themed rom-com, and this year happens to be the 20th anniversary of Bring It On. So before we dive in, make sure you follow us on Spotify and Instagram. We keep you updated on everything that's going on there, and as well, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. So Bring It On is directed by Peyton Reed. You're going to like this guy. He was involved in the show New Girl.
I love that show.
Right? He's working on The Mandalorian for Disney Plus, I think, right
cool.
now. He directed the Ant-Man movies for Marvel, Yes Man with Jim Carrey, and The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston.
Wow.
And Vince Vaughn. I know, an impressive resume. So Bring It On is the cheerleading story of Torrance Shipman, played by Kirsten Dunst. She is a senior in high school, and at the start of the movie, she becomes the cheer captain. And this is one of those schools that they're very serious about cheerleading. The cheer team is bigger than the football team. And they've won cheerleading nationals many times. Lots of pressure there. So one of her girls goes down with an injury. So the team has open tryouts. And Missy Missy transferred. She's a total badass. She nails the tryout because she's this gymnast who just still wants to do jumps and stuff. And the school doesn't have a gym program. So she's like, hey, I'll be a cheerleader. So after the first practice, though, Missy lets Torrance know, hey, all your routines are actually stolen from this other school in East Compton. And they go for a ride, and they meet Isis, the cheer captain of that school, played by Gabrielle Union, who more or less confirms, yeah, your old captain stole our shit all the time, and you're probably horrible people. And that's kind of the journey. Torrance and their squad learning all new routines so they can go to nationals and face off in this grudge match against this other school that's pissed at them. Meanwhile, love interest, Missy has a brother named Cliff, played by Jesse Bradford.
Dreamy.
Super swoon-worthy in the early 2000s. So Torrance and Cliff are definitely super into each other, but there's this thing where Torrance already has a boyfriend, and as well, Missy and Torrance are becoming friends, so there's a little bit of conflict there. And that's the moral of our story. What are your thoughts on Bring It On?
I love this movie. This movie is 100% the late 90s, early 2000s in a nutshell. They have everything bang on, from butterfly clips to the chokers to no bra, belly tops, the soundtrack, their clothing, to the lingo.
Well, I was going to say it's mostly the jokes for me. When they're like, you put the uck in suck. I'm like, oh, I think I said that to people, and that's embarrassing.
I feel like I was literally, while watching it, back in elementary and junior high.
Yeah, 100%.
It was insane, but it's fantastic. I love this movie.
So it really is such a good watch. I actually didn't know how much I would like it because I didn't know how it would age. When I read later on who the director was, it made a lot of sense because this is a very, I don't know if clean is the right word, but clean in the sense that the cuts and the edits, it's just all a very well done. Everything was very meticulous about this movie, even though, let's be real, It's about friggin' cheerleaders. Like, doesn't really matter that much, but it's very clear that they did it in a way. Sometimes rom-coms, it's like they're just throwing everything at a wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah.
This was a very solid rewatch. I enjoyed it. With that said, there are some jokes that aged extremely poorly. I think we need to say that up front.
Totally.
There were a few homophobic jokes. There was an R word that came out that I don't think I've heard somebody say it in like a context of making fun of someone in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there were jokes that did not age well, but
aside from that, though, very good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yes. There was killer music, killer dance moves, major sass.
Oh, the sass really made it, I think.
And it portrayed the world of cheer, I think, pretty darn well.
Because you were in the world of cheer. You lived in this world.
Yeah, for a few years.
Okay.
Yes.
High school and university, or just high school?
Just university.
Oh, just you. Whoa, that's even more intense, no?
Well, it was, so where we live, we don't have cheerleading.
Wait, what do you mean we don't have cheerleading?
Where, like, we only have gymnastics.
Oh, your high school didn't have a cheer team?
No.
What?
We had gymnastics.
I love how you made that into like an us thing. Like my high school definitely had a cheer team.
Oh, really? No,
kidding?
ours didn't. And then when I went to university, they didn't have a gymnastics team. They had a cheerleading team, a varsity cheerleading team. So
you're the Missy.
I was actually Missy in this.
I
still wanted to do gymnastics.
Jumps and shit.
Yes.
And I got to do a cheerleading
totally
thing now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had never cheered in my life, and I still wanted to do gymnastics while I was in university, and they didn't have a team, so I tried out.
Oh my god, you're the Missy.
Yeah.
Wow. And did your team have a Torrance Shipman who was just like, all right guys, here we go?
I mean, we had leaders that were very peppy and very organized, and helped us along our way.
Movie Torrance Shipman, I really enjoy watching her. I think if I knew a Torrance Shipman, she would drive me fucking insane. Like, I think I would despise that person.
Fair enough.
Can we start off with the movie opening?
Yes.
Because it's a very classic scene. Mm-hmm. Everybody remembers it. The cheer team is singing, and they're dancing, and they're introducing themselves in song. And
I love it.
Torrance Shipman has this big moment of, like, I'm the new cheer captain kind of thing. And she launches into the air, and her top comes off. And the whole school sees her boobs. And then we learn, like, oh, it's a dream. It's fine. That didn't actually happen.
She wakes up, and oh, my God.
Oh, my God!
She was having a classic naked in front of the school dream.
Totally.
Have you ever had the naked in front of the school dream?
No.
No,
but I think a few episodes back I did say that I fell in front of my entire school during a pep rally.
What, were you on the cheer team then?
No, we didn't have a cheer team. This was in high school.
Oh, right. I keep on forgetting that your high school was...
I think I was on the pep squad.
What
so
was wrong with your high school?
Nowhere around here do they have cheerleaders.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, I mean, that's probably the closest. That was real life, though. That wasn't a dream.
I actually embarrassed myself.
Like, that was real life.
Torrance Shipman was dreaming about it, but I lived it, guys.
Well, I mean, I still had clothes on. Have you ever had the dream? The naked dream?
I haven't specifically had that dream, but in like middle school or early high school, every boy has the fear that they pop a random boner in class and don't know what to do with it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And the teacher's like, Devin, come on up to the board and explain this math equation. And you've got a raging hard on. You're like, oh, my God, what do I do with this? Can we talk about Torrance Shipman's boyfriend, Les?
Oh, my God. I very much so dislike him. Like, from the moment he shows up in the scene, which I'm pretty sure you're going to talk about, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay. And then to the moment, like, she breaks up with him. I just don't like him. He's awful.
Oh, yeah, he is awful. He's an easily dislikable character.
He is, and I think obviously they did that on purpose, right?
Yeah. And he also has what I'm going to call a top 5 most unattractive vehicle of all time. So she has that dream.
Okay, so I thought it was so cool, though, when I was like...
Are you kidding?
In 2000. I was like, this is such a cool car. I want to own those.
Dude rolls up in a Geo Tracker.
Yeah, it's awful now.
Which, if you're listening to us and you have a computer in front of you, just Google Geo Tracker. It's a horrible vehicle. So I want to do the hierarchy of what are the worst vehicles as a guy.
Okay.
You can arrive to pick up a girl in.
Okay.
So we've got the Geo Tracker. Is it better or worse than the smart car? I think that was like the 90s version of a smart car.
I think the Geo Tracker, is it Geo Tracker?
Yeah, that's what it's
called. Is better than a smart car.
Oh, really?
Yes. Most likely more environmentally friendly.
But if a guy rolled up to a date in a geo-tracker, you'd be like, okay, I'll see where this goes.
Yes.
Okay. What about a PT Cruiser?
Oh, PT Loser.
Yeah, better or worse than the geo-tracker?
Ooh, worse.
Okay. A Hummer. I just think Hummers are so tacky now that it's like we're trying to be
Is it
more...
bad that I still chose the Geo Tracker?
Whoa, you like the geo-tracker?
No, Hummer.
Oh,
Although
my...
Hummers are so bad for the environment.
Well, that's what I mean. That to me, like...
If they were good for the environment, then I would choose the Hummer.
I think... Are they not trying to come out with an electric Hummer?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so did you ever do the loser sneeze? Like where you... I'll do my best to do the loser sneeze right now. The loser.
Of course.
That's pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Okay. Didn't everybody do that?
I feel like, yeah. And I love that so Jesse, Cliff, the love interest of Torrance, shows up to class, first day of school, and the football guys do the loser sneeze.
Loser.
Yeah. He sneezes. No. He turns and basically says, like, guys, come on. Like, what's that from? Like the 1900s?
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, the loser sneeze. I'm glad they had it in there, and I'm glad that he made fun of it. Because, it was never a really funny joke. It was always just like, you
did it.
And yeah, wow.
You coughed
there
and said
is.
something.
It happened, you know?
I feel like I definitely have done the loser sneeze.
Recently?
No.
Ooh.
So I've obviously been to tryouts. They did not look like this.
For cheering?
For cheering, for other like things like volleyball, soccer, that kind of stuff. There were obviously for cheerleading tryouts or gymnastics tryouts, mats on the ground. Like,
Missy was doing flips with no mats.
Their
it was
poor
crazy.
knees and shins probably have been
She
destroyed.
could have broken her neck.
Yeah,
it's not very safe, guys.
No, these were so great. There was somebody who thinks that they're trying to for a musical of Pippin.
Yeah.
A rapper.
Yo, yo, yo! What's up? What's up? It's time to get busy. So let's kick this shit and knock the CK.
Somebody who just complains. Another who's very disinterested in the cheers themselves. A mediocre break dancer. A ballet dancer. And someone who just broke up with their boyfriend and is bawling their eyes out.
Dora, I'll not play. I'm sorry. I just broke up with my boyfriend.
They're not a stripper as well.
Oh, we cannot forget about the cherry pie wannabe stripper.
Cherry pie. Yeah, she was fun.
That was hilarious. I almost forgot. So have you tried out? Have you done any tryouts?
Yeah,
or
of
anything?
course. Yeah.
Like indoor sports, kind of like that? Like, I mean, you didn't do gymnastics. You weren't a cheerleader.
No, I was not a cheerleader. There were some hockey. The most intense ones are the hockey ones.
So no wannabe strippers showed up.
No wannabe strippers. No, they'd have a lot of equipment to take off. It's not
That
really
could be a
ideal.
really long striptease.
Took her like 10 minutes to get naked, guys. It
I
was
feel like it
horrible.
would also be really sweaty. Like not in a good way though. Like
She smells very strange.
Yeah. Oh God, like that gross hockey, like terrible smell. Yeah, not something that you want.
Yeah, no, yeah, and the hockey here in Canada, the hockey tryouts are probably similar to like in the southern states how they do football tryouts. Like it was like guys in the stands like writing things down, and you're just doing constant drills and combines and stuff. No strippers, yeah.
So no fun times.
I didn't get far enough in hockey to see the strippers though, so maybe they happen later on. You don't know.
Yeah, somebody tell us. Let us know. Oh my God. It's a real motivator.
Yeah. Kids, hey.
Skate to the other side of the
make it
rink.
to
I'm
AAA.
so tired, but look what's on the other side.
It's a girl slowly taking her hockey equipment off.
So when they find out that their routines were stolen from the Clovers and basically everything Big Red did was an absolute complete lie.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yes. They all gathered outside in the school courtyard discussing how they all didn't know that they had been stolen and were kept in the dark, and Big Red is a horrible person and oh my God, blah, 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 blah. When you played football, did you know some of the other teams' plays or did you ever steal them?
Well, first can I say that whole scene really struck me. Because it's like, so Torrance and Missy tell the cheerleading squad, like, hey, Big Red screwed up. We stole all this shit.
We got to do something.
From the school in
Clovers.
East Compton. Yeah. And it really struck me that the entire team was like, okay, that's fine.
I know.
And Torrance and Missy were like, that's fine.
They were so okay with it.
Which I mean, we can acknowledge that the East Compton Clovers seem like a predominantly black school, and I think it's maybe even relevant today that all these people are totally okay with stealing stuff from that school. If anything, I think that interaction only got more relevant.
Yeah.
With that said, I mean, like, we had tape on other teams and stuff, so, like, we would know.
Oh, you did tape? Cool.
Yeah, so we would have somebody at the, on the roof of our school.
Neat.
And he would just, like, take video of, like, of us, but also of, so if we had already played a team, we would essentially have the entire game film.
Cool.
Not that our school was intense enough to be like, all right, here's what we're going to do, guys. But it was kind of like the coaches would watch the game probably and just kind of pick out a few things. Yeah.
So I think we were pretty intense. But so I played.
You guys didn't have a cheer team, so I
well,
mean, come
that's
on.
true. I didn't play. We didn't have field hockey or rugby or up here. So we would play flag football. The girls played flag football and the guys played football. But every now, like, I don't think we stole their
did you steal
plays.
some shit?
No, but we would be like, oh, that's a cool play, like how they did that. Like, let's make our own version of it.
Yeah, sure.
So in the movie, fans don't actually go to watch the football games. They go to watch the cheerleaders.
Sarah, this is the importance of your school having a cheer team. I'm going to write to your high school and be like, you know what, guys? Watch Bring It On and get back to me about the cheer squad thing. You should reconsider.
Yeah, a little. They're like 20 years too late. Actually, yeah, 20 years too late. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how much their football team sucked, though, is that people would actually go and cheer way louder when the cheerleaders came out than actual football players.
That was a really funny touch. I enjoyed that.
For us, people used to dress up and, like, make signs and stuff with, like, really cool, like, sayings and cheers, but we never cheered.
Your school sounds amazing.
Just because we didn't have a cheerleading team?
But just like it just sounds, I don't know, it sounds very funny. Like people used to dress up.
We did. Paint our faces blue. Our colors were like navy blue and like light blue. But there were some really funny moments when, like, during those scenes where the cheers were like just spot on. There
were some very quotable moments. There's one that I think I said to people for like 4 years after this movie came out. And it was that's all right. That's okay.
You're gonna
pump our gas someday.
Yeah.
Which I actually didn't realize. I thought it was like, you're gonna pump our gas all day. I didn't realize it was someday saying like, you guys are so uneducated.
Yes.
like that is a ruthless, when you really break it down, I never realized how ruthless that was.
Oh, I think all their cheers were quite ruthless.
Yeah.
Like, there were some fantastic rhymes. Okay, so the Clovers even show up for a showdown with the Toros at this game as well. And they have a cheer off. And basically after the football game, they have a cheer off.
No. This sounds really lame. If you haven't rewatched it yet, I promise it's exciting.
Oh, it is totally worth watching.
Yeah.
This is like one of the best parts in the movie, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty dope.
Lots happens. The Clovers show up. They duel off. The entire crowd also agrees with the Toros that they need a new routine. But with so little time, they decide to hire Sparky Pilastri.
Yes.
So he is
Spirit Fingers guy.
He is the world's worst choreographer. However, will cost them $2,000. This is where the car wash scene comes into play.
Right. They're raising the money for
the $2,000 for Sparky.
Yeah.
Totally.
That genuinely made me a tiny bit uncomfortable. The car wash scene.
Absolutely.
Like when I watched this movie originally, I was a preteen probably.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is great. What are they doing a car wash? Now it's like, okay. And I get that it's like a 90s summary teen movie, so there was probably going to be like a car wash scene. But in reality, who actually goes to these? Like, these are a high school cheer team car wash. I would feel extremely creepy going to that.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I would probably leave my car with them, and I would leave. I just go, I'm like, I'm going to be over here getting a coffee.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys do, like, just clean the car, and then... Maybe if you could be clothed when I get back, that would be awesome.
Put on some clothes.
It was weirdly uncomfortable, wasn't it?
It was. Like, Missy literally quotes, "I'm going to make money from guys oogling my goodies." Like, how old are they?
So she's like a 17-year-old girl.
Yes.
She's playing a 17-year-old girl in that situation.
Yeah, depending on what grade. Yeah. Pretty much.
Weird.
It absolutely is weird. So they make the $2,000.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Sparky Pilastri teaching them the literal worst routine I've ever seen. Not to mention he's an absolute asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And loves his spirit fingers. I don't think I've ever seen anyone love spirit fingers as much as he has. And I forgot about that scene.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
I think
absolutely forgot
I
about
was
it.
quoting Spirit Fingers like 10 years after this movie ended.
Oh, yeah.
I
like
loved Spirit Fingers so much.
And I mean, it's funny because I would hear people in like the past, let's say, a few years, whatever, spirit fingers. And I couldn't remember. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's from something. Ha, ha, ha. Like, so
It's
funny.
From Bring It On.
Well, okay, I now know because I've rewatched the movie. But the entire scene, like, I had secondhand embarrassment the entire time.
Yeah, when they were... Well, it was even worse when the other team does that routine
God.
before them.
Oh, I know.
That was cringy.
Turns out that like he's been selling off this routine to 6 other teams down the California coast, and they're in big trouble. The thrusting,
there was a lot of gyrating, yeah.
The thrusting and the spirit fingers all at once, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't watch this. This is like hilarious, and oh my god, cringe. There's some fantastic scenes, and like one of them is, and I don't know if you'll agree, but when they're in the bathroom after Cliff's guitar solo and they're having a brush off.
Yeah, they're eyeing each other while they're brushing their teeth, which was a very strange...
And they're brushing very vigorously. Who can brush better? It's like minnow racing, very underwhelming. However, on the flip side of that, like...
Not a whole lot of payoff.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what happened to Jesse Bradford, though? So Jesse plays...
Cliff. Yes.
He is the love interest in the movie and the love interest in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a very quick moment where he was mega swoon-worthy in Hollywood. And I feel like that moment came to an end extremely abruptly, almost immediately after this movie.
Really?
Can we talk about this? Because so you had Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
So the movie Leonardo DiCaprio was Romeo. So he was in that. That was in 96.
Okay.
Bring It On happens in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Then do you remember Clock Stoppers?
No.
It seemed pretty shitty. It starred Jesse Bradford. Swim Fan, I think that was like
I've never heard
suspense thing where somebody's trying to kill him.
I think he did a few suspense films, right? Yeah.
But he was like the attractive lead.
Yes,
and
the one who would get killed off.
Yeah, and then I don't think there was a single starring role after that. Like he's been doing shit, but it wasn't like... There was even, I was looking at like a movie poster for a thing that came out in 2005, and it was like 5 people, and then at the bottom like, and Jesse Bradford. Like he's now the and guy. Yeah. Like you're not even in the first 5 of a pretty shitty movie.
He's still super good looking though.
Yeah. Well,
I think I think he's actually like better looking now than he was like 20 years ago.
So hold on. I have a thought about Jesse Bradford. Did Jesse Metcalf take over the Jesse role of being the attractive Jesse in Hollywood?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because John Tucker Must Die, that was Jesse Metcalf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
that was right around the same time.
That was like 04, 05.
Yeah.
He stole the Jesse Thunder
from
Jesse
the
Bradford.
rom-com thunder from him.
Yeah. You can't have 2 attractive Jessies.
No, you can't.
Then Jesse Williams comes on. Well, you got a third Jesse here. Jesse Metcalf gets pushed over. I'm just saying, Jesse Bradford, you had a moment there.
He's still really good in this movie.
Stop naming your attractive kids Jesse, because there just isn't a market for it anymore. It's saturated. There are too many Jessies out there.
Did you ever make a girl a CD or a tape of your favorite music or music you thought she'd like?
Oh, of course. That's a classic move.
It's like the next level of the "Do you like me" note. Yes or no.
Right. Yeah. Here's a mix CD for you.
Yeah, let me know if you like it. Okay?
Yeah.
So this obviously leads into the scene where Torrance is dancing on the bed to the CD that Cliff makes her. Which
was there
is
not an original
good.
song in there?
Yeah.
Which is
for
very
Torrance,
impressive.
which is even better than just like making a CD of all these other songs.
Like this was in 2000. It's not like he had a Mac where he could just record something. What's the
GarageBand. Good God, I forgot that I even had that on my
Right?
Mac. I've never, ever used it, and I just keep updating it when it says update GarageBand. And
Well,
I was like, why am I doing this?
Are you making music?
No.
Then you would never want to open it. But like I'm saying, Cliff didn't have a Mac and he didn't have GarageBand. He had to somehow do that on his own. That's impressive.
Well, he had a very big bedroom, so maybe he had a recording studio in one of the corners.
They seemed like a very affluent family.
Yes, they did. Quick facts?
Let's do it.
Bring It On was originally going to be a documentary.
What?
Yes.
Like a mockumentary or a documentary?
No, a documentary.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
that's stupid. Okay.
So the writer...
Well, I shouldn't say that's stupid because there are like cheer documentaries now.
There
but
are, yes. There's
Yes.
actually quite a few of
on
them.
Netflix,
It's
there's a few.
intense.
Yeah.
It's a whole market. So the writer, Jessica Benninger, wanted to make a documentary on the national cheerleading competitions that began running on... Actually, they ran on ESPN. Like, they legit did.
I thought that was a joke.
No. In the mid-1980s. But none of her colleagues at MTV News wanted to do anything with it, so she ended up writing a script titled Cheer Fever. So Kirsten Dunst was 17 when she was chosen to be the lead role.
So that's probably about the age of her. I think her character would have been 18, right?
Yeah, because she was a senior.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not often they're younger.
I know. They're usually older and
Yeah.
playing young high school. Yeah. So her character, Torrance, was based on Gwen Stefani because the writer had a picture of No Doubt frontwoman Gwen Stefani hanging over her desk while writing the script.
That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because Gwen Stefani, like, no doubt was like a pop punk kind of thing.
I loved No Doubt.
Torrance doesn't really give me that vibe.
No.
Like,
Not at all, actually.
Solo artist Gwen Stefani, sure.
Yeah.
But no doubt Gwen Stefani?
I
Wow, that's
know.
interesting.
Yeah. So Kirsten Dunst actually turned down the lead role for Bring It On more than once. Yeah,
She just did not want to do it.
It was a few times before she finally said, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Looks fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looked like they did have a lot of fun on set. Like the bloopers and the outtakes.
Oh my God. I'm so
at the
happy they
end.
put those in.
Yeah,
That was
movies
fun.
need to do that more because they were fantastic.
So Jason Schwartzman and James Franco both auditioned for the role of Cliff.
I could see James Franco. I could see Jason Schwartzman as well.
Yeah, so supposedly James Franco auditioned just in case the pilot for Freaks and Geeks, which he had just recorded or filmed, didn't get picked up.
This was his backup plan.
Yeah. And then obviously Jesse Bradford took the part of Cliff without even auditioning.
They just liked him.
They did.
That's because there were no other Jessies out there.
At
They
the
only
time.
Yeah. Jesse Metcalf.
Had not come into the picture.
Yeah.
Actors auditioning for the movie had to have a cheer prepared.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, so this was to see if they had any sense of like coordination, could carry on a rhythm. They actually also had to attend a 4-week cheerleader camp before they began filming
Holy shit.
with like professional cheerleaders and like cheerleaders who knew what they were doing. The movie cast a lot of real-life cheerleaders. Kirsten was a cheerleader in grade 8, and Gabrielle Union cheered in high school. But each squad was made up of 8 actors and 12 real-life cheerleaders.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they just kind of
They
mixed
mix
the real
them in there.
cheerleaders in there.
Yeah, and you actually can't tell like who's an actor and who's
I was gonna
not.
say, yeah, it's very well done.
Jesse Bradford and Eliza Dushku spent part of one night during the filming of the movie in a Mexican jail.
Yo, that's awesome.
I know they
Wait,
bailed.
what happened to them?
They don't really go into detail. So they bailed themselves out. Hung over the next day. They got back to San Diego in time to shoot the bikini car scene.
Okay.
And
Where did they go? They
So-
drove from San Diego to Mexico.
I don't really have more details than that.
What a mystery.
It is, yes. So the cheerleaders, there's 2 cheerleaders who are kind of a bee in
Bitches?
Torrance's bonnet.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. Whitney and Courtney. They're actually best friends in real life.
Oh, still?
Yeah. Yes. They were Nicole Bilderback, who plays Whitney, was the maid of honor in Claire Kramer, who plays Courtney's wedding.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so I don't know if you know this, but the girl group Black, who includes Natina Reed, Shamari Fears, and Brandy Williams, were part of the Clovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did know that.
Okay, I did not. They had trouble adjusting to appearing in a movie because they were just used to being in a music video production, and they kept looking directly at the camera when they were supposed to be looking at Kirsten Dunst. So eventually they figured it out, obviously, and like it all worked out.
This is not a music video, guys.
Yeah, you don't have to follow the camera as it's panning across.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But I think it's cool that they included like a music group because like dance moves would have been like perfect.
Yeah.
Guess how much it cost the film to get the rights to the song Cherry Pie?
So that was during the audition, the stripper?
During the audition, the wannabe stripper.
Yeah.
I don't think she was actually a stripper. The wannabe stripper,
Well,
high
she was
school
gonna become
student.
yeah. She was on her way there.
Yes, her
So
audition
she's dancing
scene.
to Cherry Pie.
She is.
I don't know. 15 grand, 10.
40.
$40,000.
They spent $40,000 to get the licensing
we
for
need
that song.
that song.
So Reed thought this was the perfect song for the scene, for the tryouts. And they wanted to include it so bad. Like, they worked it into the music budget because they thought that it was the perfect fit.
I've got a few questions.
Yeah.
Why is he dead set on this song?
I know there's other songs they could have chosen.
But no. So here's my theory.
Okay.
Like maybe a month before shooting, our boy Peyton Reed, the director, ended up at a strip
Oh
club.
my God, and saw her?
And there was a stripper stripping to that song, and he's like, I gotta have it. I can't have anything else.
I just can't believe that song would have been $40,000.
But why is he so dead set on it? Like what?
I know.
He must have seen a stripper do it, and he's
Maybe.
like, there's no other option.
He was dead set
We
on it
need
for
to have
sure.
Cherry Pie in here.
Okay, so again, Peyton Reed was obligated to direct a PG-13 movie for the studio.
Right, it was probably in his contract.
Yeah,
It needs to be PG-13.
he claims he never got a straight answer about like what would turn his movie from an R-rated to a PG-13 or vice versa.
Yeah.
A producer explained that they were going to get an R rating if they kept the scene involving Jan lifting Courtney
Okay.
and then smelling his finger.
So that was the scene where this is another one of those jokes that like now is very offside. Like
Totally.
that's sexual harassment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So one of the male cheerleaders lifts up.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
A female cheerleader,
Yeah.
and his hands happen to be in a precarious spot, and he
Yes.
tosses a thumb
Yep.
in an orifice.
Yep.
Is the best scientific way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of that scene, he was supposed to smell his thumb.
Yes.
That's straight American Pie shit.
It is. It is. It was around. American Pie was around now anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like those early 2000s jokes that
Yes.
definitely
Don't.
offside.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, they cut that out, and then they cut that scene out, and then they
So
then they were a PG-13 movie. They weren't gonna get an R rating.
So to the monitors, it's okay to put a finger inside a girl against her will, but if you smell it afterwards, no, you've gone too far.
20 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? All right. What are we on to? Best scene.
Best scene.
We kind of already talked about my best scene.
Okay, mine too.
I just
What's
wanted to
your
bring
best
up
scene?
all the quotable things like the be aggressive, be aggressive, the spirit fingers, the you're gonna pump our gas someday. There are just a lot of quotable things. I feel like I quoted this movie for like 5 years after it was over.
Honestly, I think my favorite scene is the opening scene with the cheer, the waking up because you're naked in front of your whole school scene.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a good setting the tone kind of moment.
Oh yeah, it's fun, sassy, like just amazing lines, and you could sing along. Like I knew all the words.
You knew all the words to the opening scene?
Yeah, man. I think everyone I knew knew all of the words.
Oh my
It
God.
is my favorite one. Like it's amazing.
Torrance.
Yeah.
You're Captain Torrance.
Yeah, totally.
That's actually the only part I remember
I
from
never
it.
knew the dance, obviously.
Right. That
I'm
would
not a
be
good
scary
dancer.
if
I'm
you
not a
knew
good
the
dancer. But yeah, definitely my favorite scene for sure.
Honorable mentions.
The guitar solo that Cliff does in his bedroom, epic.
Oh,
And
yeah. He was selling it. My honorable mention or mentions
Mm-hmm.
are all the shitty sequels that came from Bring It On. So Bring It On
Yes.
came out in 2000. We're going to
Yeah.
do a deep dive on this.
Okay.
It has a pretty strong cast because we've got Kirsten Dunst, rising star at the time. Gabrielle Union was about to do Bad Boys 2,
Yep.
so she's also on her way up. Jesse Bradford, I feel, was already a big deal or getting there. And for whatever reason, someone said, you know what, guys? Let's do the exact same story with a slightly shittier cast and see if we can cash on Bring It On again in 2004, which everyone immediately hated, started making fun of. 38% audience score on Rotten
Ooh.
Tomatoes for that one.
Okay.
Then the studio tripled down. They're like, okay, Bring It On. All or Nothing, 2006. But hey, they actually grabbed not bad actresses for
Yes,
this.
yes. Hayden, I think.
That's right. Hayden I never know how to say her. That's right. Hayden. Solange Knowles was in it.
Yes, she
Beyonce's
was.
sister.
Yep.
A great attempt, at least casting-wise.
I think this movie was actually better than the second movie.
Well, it had a 20% score.
Oh, it was worse.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Never mind.
Then they quadrupled down. They're like, Bring It On. In It to Win It.
Oh,
they
okay.
did that the very next year. Then they did Bring It On. Fight to the Finish.
Oh.
I have no idea who watched any of these movies.
So I think I watched the Bring It On Again and Bring It On All or Nothing.
Oh my God, you actually watched 3 of the 5 Bring It On.
I did, and I do have to agree that it is nowhere even remotely close to Bring It On as a movie.
Who thought after, well, okay, 1 hit and 3 misses, and they're like, we got to come up with a 5th one just to see.
There must have been enough people watching them, or they must have made enough money from the other ones to continue making them.
It was probably like those crappy Hallmark rom-coms where it's like,
Whoa,
these are really
whoa.
poorly done. Oh, whoa.
Hold on.
We're actually approaching the Christmas
Yes,
rom-com
we are.
season for Sarah, and she, whew.
Very excited.
Which, by the way, we will have specific episodes where Sarah's going to break those down, and I'll probably mock the shit out of them because I think
That's
they're
okay.
funny.
I look
But
forward.
In my
to it.
mind, those are probably on the same level as Bring It On, Fight to the Finish.
Probably. I'll agree. Okay, so I have one more honorable mention.
'Kay.
There are some really great lines in this movie that are still classic.
Oh, yeah.
That are so late 90s, early 2000s. I just like, when I heard them, I was like, no. What?
Oh, you
I
guys.
had to hear that again. She puts the itch in bitch and whore in horrible.
Oh, she puts the whore in horrible. Yo, that's good.
Missy is the poo, so take a big whiff. This is not a democracy. This is a cheerocracy.
Yeah, that one was good too. I
That
like
one's a
one.
classic. I think like people still quote that. These are spirit fingers and these are gold.
These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. And these are gold.
And then prompt spirit
Yeah, the
fingers.
Spirit fingers, yeah. What should have beens?
What should have been?
Do you have a what should have been?
I do. It's like not super exciting.
Hey, you're not selling it very well.
Okay, so I like the alternate ending of Torrance and Isis joining the same squad in the university and kicking ass there. I really want to see it.
Okay.
I've never watched it, so
That's your what should
it would have probably been pretty cool. Was that? Oh, that's lame. Okay.
No, it's good. It's good. Hey, you're right.
Loser.
You put the in dumb. My what should have been is Missy.
Okay.
Cliff's younger sister,
Oh, yeah,
Missy,
she-
who's on
yeah.
the cheer team. She doesn't have a love interest, right?
Right.
I'm pretty proud of this one.
Okay.
She should be with Patrick Verona. Do you know who that is?
No.
That is Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, yes.
They're both anarchist outcasts
Oh my God,
of
I
their
love it.
school, of their like affluential schools. He knows how to surprisingly sing and dance. I love you,
Yes,
baby.
classic.
And if it's quite all right. She's a gymnast. These movies came out 1 year apart, so theoretically, in the world of rom-coms, they are both in high school at the same time.
Yes. I love this.
Hey,
This is probably your best one yet.
thank you. Whoa.
I'm just saying.
I've had some good
Yes.
what should have been.
And some bad, but like mine. Loser.
Okay, we got to do Thirst Factor. Cliff, Jesse Bradford, give it to me.
9.5.
9.5?
Yeah, I had the biggest
Get
crush on him.
out. Are you kidding?
Yes, he was so dreamy.
9.5 now or 9.5 then?
Both. Like I super dreamy back then, and like I think he's gotten better looking.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
I would even bump him up to like a 9.8, 9.7. now. Like, he's really good looking now.
So I'm going to give him a 7. If we're looking at the hierarchy of 2000s Jessies,
Yeah.
he's not more attractive than Jesse Metcalf. He's not more attractive than Jesse Williams. So I got to bring him down to a 7. He's a
Well,
slightly
I'm
less
not comparing.
attractive.
I'm not comparing him to the other Jessies who have yet to enter the picture. This is just
I
the
don't
one and
know as a whole.
this is the one and only Jesse.
Rewatchability.
9.5.
So I'm going to give it a 9 just because there are a few jokes that...
Yeah. Okay.
Quite a few jokes that
Yes.
aged poorly. Aside from that,
Yeah.
a surprisingly fun watch.
I'll knock
Oh,
it
am
down.
I convincing you to bring it down? Don't let
Yeah.
me sway your vote.
Well, no, I understand that. So
Politician Sarah is coming out here. I understand your issues with it, and we're going to reevaluate our
No.
rewatchability factor of 9.5.
I like the movie a lot,
And thank
but I
you for
agree
bringing
with
this to our
you.
attention.
I agree with you that there's definitely some. I mean, we've mentioned it a few times that there's some jokes that
Yeah,
did not age well whatsoever. And
So obviously we've been off for a few weeks. We are joining the Stingray podcast team, and that's going to get rolled out later on in the fall, which we're really, really excited about.
super pumped.
So sit tight. We still have a lot of stuff to come.
Mm-hmm.
Might just be a week or two before we release another episode, but stick with us. Please follow us on Spotify, follow us on Instagram, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Let us know what you think about the episodes. And this has been Bring It On.
Thanks for listening.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.